What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the watch party for the Flyers versus Bruins Part 2, actually, because the Flyers lost on Thursday, 5-4 in the shootout to the Bruins, and that is another game that we would like to forget, because if you're just going over that game, just the breakdown in the third period, oh my goodness, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. Boston scores 4 goals. The Flyers blew a 2-0 lead, and then they blew a 3-2 lead. And then Boston made it 4-3. We tied it, but then the shootout we could have won it. Tuukka Rask stood on his head, and then the shootout happened, and just that's that. So the Flyers, so far in the first 2 games of this 2-game set with the Bruins, they got 1 out of a possible 2 points there. So let's see if the Flyers can get 2 points tonight in a little bit of a rematch with the Boston Bruins. So storylines, like I said, they lost the previous game. And in terms of the lineup for the Flyers, it's going to be the exact same. Mark Friedman, he is back in the lineup. He was only taken out due to precautionary reasons. Alain Vigneault said he is good to go. So we are basically going to see the exact same lineup on the forward core. He did say he might do a little bit of tweaks during the game to the defensive core, so we just have to see as the game goes along. We have no idea what's going to happen on that standpoint. And just for the Boston Bruins, the only lineup change for them is that Yaroslav Halak is going to be the backup goaltender. He's going to be the guy starting in net. Tuukka Rask is the backup tonight. So the Flyers are going to be getting a different look for the Boston Bruins. So Yaroslav Halak, he played a lot against the Flyers last year, so it's more of a familiar face for them. And who knows, maybe that'll benefit the Flyers. Maybe that'll get them a win. Carter Hart is the starter for us once again. Alain Vigneault applies to go back to Carter Hart. So last game, third period, a little shaky for Carter Hart. First period was amazing. Second period, he really didn't face that much. Third period was a little shaky. Shootout, he was good. It was just a little floater that got by him in the shootout. So the one thing I'm not worried about Carter Hart, he's young. He has a great toughness mentality. So I expect him to be ready to go for tonight's game. And just in terms of right now, a lot of people are starting to panic a little bit with the Flyers. I can definitely understand the panic just because of how poor we have played defensively in the past 2 games. We have allowed 40-plus shots. That is definitely not a recipe for success, and that's not sustainable whatsoever. If you're trying to have a good season, you cannot continuously allow 30-plus, 35-plus, 40-plus shots a night. That is not going to win you games. You have to find a way to make the game more simple, control the puck more, just ease the task off your goaltenders, because you were able to get a shutout from Brian Elliott, but when Boston just erupted in that third period, it was just kiss the game goodbye at that point. Luckily, we managed to get a point out of that game. But in terms of just the Flyers need to bounce back once again, they proved it in that Tuesday night game against the Sabres. They got to prove it here once again that they can bounce back and find a way to prevent Boston from getting 40-plus shots, because that's the main question. How good is the defense going to play tonight? The defense really needs to find a way to fix itself, because last year, that was one of the Flyers' major strong points. Their defense was great, and they were one of the teams who allowed the fewest shots per game in the National Hockey League. Coming into this season, in the first 5 games, it's basically flip-flopped. We're one of the worst teams in terms of allowed shots per game. So that's something that the Flyers need to fix out. Losing Phil Myers doesn't help in that standpoint, and just also losing Sean Couturier does not help in that standpoint. So we need to find a way just to get some consistency, keep the game simple, and help our goaltenders out. Help Carter Hart out. Score some goals, put the puck past Halak, and try to find a way to get 2 points done, because it's a shortened season, 56 games. Every single point matters, especially during this season. And even though I keep saying it's only 5 games into the season, well, this will be game 6 at this point, but it's still very important. You can't find a way to falter. You cannot whatsoever. And we got some people in the comment section right here, Vasilios, saying what's good. Also, our problem is stopping offenses when they get hot. Yeah, basically, we have way too many defensive breakdowns. We allow them to possess the puck in our zone way too much. It kind of feels like the opponent will have a power play for an extended period of time. We got to find a way to clear the zone, maintain possession, keep the game simple. Don't try to be cute, and just try to find a way. Try to find a way to be better. Just be better. And we got the good old Dibes in the chat saying, what's going on, Dibes? And we got, what's the deal with the defense, Dibes? It's just sloppy. It's not as good as last year right now. Losing Phil Myers just doesn't help out. They got to find a way to be better. They'd have to find a way to be better. And then you got Rohan saying no one watches. At this point. So basically, no really much storylines going into this game besides the Flyers lost that shootout on Thursday, and there's really no lineup changes. The only lineup change for Boston is the other goaltender in Yaroslav Halak. So it's basically you're going into this with the same exact lineup. So you got to find a way to bounce back. That is the definite procedure right there. And if you want to talk about some other news that's going around in the NHL before we have puck drop here in a couple of minutes. So the big trade that happened. In the NHL, we have not the Philadelphia Flyers. They didn't make a trade. What the hell am I saying? So we got the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Winnipeg Jets. Columbus sends Pierre-Luc Dubois and a third-round pick over to the Winnipeg Jets for Patrick Laine and Roslovic. So that is your first blockbuster trade of the season, folks. And this was one of the worst kept secrets in the league right now because Pierre-Luc Dubois in his last game for the Blue Jackets against Tampa Bay, he only played a total of 3 minutes and he was benched for the rest of the game because one of the highlights shown that he had one shift where he just gave no effort whatsoever, and John Tortorella, their head coach, just benched him for the rest of the game. So their GM basically was saying, we got to get a trade going now. We got to get it sooner rather than later. And there were some rumors that I think it was like around 12 teams that were interested in going after Dubois. The Flyers were a team that was interested. It's understandable why Chuck Fletcher would want to do his due diligence. So definitely I wasn't expecting the Flyers to get a guy like Dubois. The cost would definitely be way too much. And I think the final teams that were in it were the Winnipeg Jets, the Montreal Canadiens, and the Anaheim Ducks. And none of those teams were beating what Winnipeg was offering. They're offering Patrick Laine and Roslovic. And Roslovic, he was an RFA. He was just not agreeing to a contract with Winnipeg. He's from the Columbus area. So he goes to his hometown team. He signs an extension with them. And good for him. For Patrick Laine, his contract is going to expire this year. And the funny thing is that Patrick Laine wanted out of Winnipeg so badly. And now he's in Columbus. And the fact with Columbus is every star that has played with the Columbus Blue Jackets never stayed. Rick Nash, their first overall pick from a long while ago, he didn't stay. Artemi Panarin, their star, didn't stay. Sergei Bobrovsky, their star Vezina winning goaltender, he didn't stay. So I can really expect Patrick Laine, especially with playing with John Tortorella, because Patrick Laine is not really a defensive first guy. John Tortorella, his system is a defense-first type of system. So I don't think Patrick Laine is going to mesh well into that system. I don't think he's going to like playing for John Tortorella. I can honestly expect Columbus either trading Laine during the deadline, trading his rights in the offseason, because I don't expect him re-signing with Columbus. But who knows? Who knows at this point? And also just with Pierre-Luc Dubois, for how badly he wanted out of Columbus, even though he signed a 2-year extension at $10 million, he's not going to want to stay in Winnipeg either. Winnipeg is a terrible sports town. There's nothing to do there. It's just unbelievable at this point. So that is your first blockbuster trade of the season. And those three players, I don't think they're going to be able to play for their team for some time just because they have to quarantine, because Laine and Dubois, they're both crossing the border. So you got to go with the quarantine rules of each country. So we're going to have to wait a little bit till we see those guys in the Columbus and Winnipeg uniforms. So that'll be really fun to see. And that's your biggest news around the NHL. And with the painted lines, you can follow me on Twitter at Amadeo Gracia 98. And you can follow the Painted Lions on everywhere. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, comment, like, and subscribe. Follow us on all of our social media platforms. And also, we got something really fun for you, too. If you go to the Painted Lions on Twitter, you'll see the very first tweet, the first pinned tweet, actually. And you'll see a link to join our public Discord server. So definitely go check out the Painted Lions right there. Join our Discord server. You can talk to the people at the Painted Lions, get some fan involvement around there, just talk some Philadelphia sports. It's a very fun time. Very, very fun group of people to join that Discord server as well. So definitely go check that out. And we are very close to puck drop first, and I am going to drink a sip of water because my throat is dry. And so it looks like same exact line pairings for the Flyers, same exact defensive pairings right now. Mark Friedman is back in the lineup. So we're gonna have a little bit of an interesting contest. We definitely are. Carter Hart for the Flyers, Jaroslav Halak for the Boston Bruins. So puck drop's most likely going to be, I would assume, in like a couple of seconds, couple of minutes right now. So one thing is, so we're going to be doing our typical live stream. So right now this live stream is just on YouTube because the Sixers game day will be playing at 8 p.m. against the Detroit Pistons. So you can also just, if you want to flip back and forth between the Flyers watch party and the Sixers watch party, that watch party will also be on the Painted Lines YouTube, but will also be on Twitter and Facebook at the same time. So if you want to flip back and forth between live streams, go ahead. If you want to go watch the Sixers watch party during intermission, I definitely wouldn't blame you there. But definitely just join back and forth, whatever you want to do. Interact. Put your comments in the live chat, what you think. And I want to get your thoughts right here. What are your major concerns about the Flyers right now? I know the obvious one is going to be their defensive play. It's the major obvious point. So what are your thoughts on the Flyers overall? What do you think they really need to do to just improve themselves? So I want to hear your thoughts on the Flyers right now. Just what do you think they need to do to improve themselves? I want to hear your thoughts in the live chat right now. So definitely try to get some conversations going right there. And also during intermission, we're going to be doing something. I'm going to be doing something different just to make it more interactive with you guys. I'm going to do some Flyers trivia. Why not? Have a little bit of fun. But looks like puck drop is going to be in a couple of seconds right here. They're just coming back from commercial break. So let's hopefully enjoy some Flyers hockey. Let's try to enjoy it at least. Oh boy. This team already through what is this, game 6? It's been a hell of a roller coaster. Oh boy. They need to have a more all-around effort tonight. They definitely do. They need to have a big all-around effort. Need to find a way just to play. And what Dibes just said right there, stop the turnovers, need to control the puck better. They just need to be overall better, just a 10 times better effort. 10 times better effort. So let's get ready for puck drop. Let's go, Flyers. Oh, boy. I really hope every Flyers game this season is not going to be nerve-wracking. I definitely don't need this. Okay. Ivan Provorov with the puck in the Flyers zone. Let's bring it up, boys. Let's bring it up. Chris saying, I think Brian is joining you soon. Okay. Definitely nice right there. Oh, boy. Come on, boys, get the puck. Come on, skate after it, Walton. Get the puck out. There you go. The one thing, too, that was weird with last game, there was like turnovers left and right for both teams. So it was definitely not a clean game on both sides. So both teams need to have a much better game, even though Boston, with that third period that they had, they just awoken because the storyline going in the last game, they didn't score a goal at all, 5-on-5. So they just erupted in the third period with 3 even strength goals. So they found their offensive touch. They were going to. It's kind of impossible to go that long of a stretch without scoring at even strength. I just don't think that's physically possible to go that long. Come on, boys, win the face-off. And also the major key in this game, too, Flyers got to win a lot more face-offs. If you look at the stats from last game, their best centerman at face-offs was Nolan Patrick. He won 10 out of 12 face-offs. But the rest of the team combined, they only won like 13 out of 50-something. So They got to be a lot better at faceoffs. Oh boy, here comes a break from the Bruins, and that shot goes wide. So faceoffs definitely have to be a major key to this game, especially winning your defensive zone faceoff, your offensive zone faceoffs, because especially in the offensive zone, if you win the faceoff, that can be an easy chance for you. Bring it to the point, get a shot on net. That can also lead to more shots for the Flyers, winning the faceoffs. That's the major key for them. They got to win them more. And like I said, not having Couturier on the faceoff standpoint because he's one of the best centerman, icemen, and faceoff guys in the National Hockey League, that's definitely going to hurt. And you're also going up against one of the other best center icemen in the National Hockey League in Mattias Bergeron. So I can understand it's tough, but you got to find a way around it. Shot from Sanheim from the point goes wide. Okay, we got a little bit of a setup right here. Well, let's get some pressure. Is that Hayes out there with Raffle and Albé Kubel? Come on, pressure them a little bit. Pressure them a little bit. Come on, let's get it up. Oh. Well, I wonder if Alain Vigneault is doing the same thing that he did against Buffalo. He just mixed up the lines like right at the start of the game. Because right now, it looks like Joel Farabee's on the fourth line with Bunnaman and Albé Kubel. Hopefully, like I don't want to see a guy like Joel Farabee on the fourth line. If that's something you need to find a way just to get this team to go, hopefully it's something. Because, yeah, Farabee hasn't really done much since the first game of the season. JVR behind the net getting into the point, and it got blocked. And also we're all done. YouTube's talking right here. Let's go Flyers saying thanks for the stream. No problem, man. No problem at all. Happy you're joining. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel as well for the painted lines. And also while you're at it, go follow my YouTube channel as well. TTP Sports definitely can use the subscriber right there. Ooh, nice turnover right there. Come on, boys. Need to find a way just to get some pressure. Oh, Gustafsson just make the simple play. Okay, got the puck out. I'm fine with that. Push on it. Come on. Not Patty. Play pucks in. Drive the net. Try to get the puck deep. Okay, never mind. We also got Sean in here, play-by-play needed from Ante. Right now, we're all done. The game literally just started. It's tied 0-0. Only like almost 5 minutes into the first period. Come on, boys. Come on, Raffle. Let's battle in there a little bit. Yeah, Alain Vigneault really mixed up the lines a little bit again. Let's skate Hague. Simple plays, boys. Let's get it up. Gotta go. There you go. Turnover. You gotta get that deep. And I guess you could say, like, for a positive note for this team, Kevin Hayes has had like a really quiet, great start to the year. I'm just looking at the comment right here from Sean saying, channel your inner Gene Hart and start breaking it down scientifically. I can't break it down scientifically. I mean, I can break down the game. I can't do that. I can't do it that deep, though. Oh, God. Bouncing puck. There's a hand pass. Oh boy, don't tell me Konechny's. Okay, Konechny's fine. Came off the ice a little limping there. And Konechny is tied for first in the NHL with 5 goals. So he's off to a hot. And also, yeah, the goal that Claude Giroux scored from last game got changed to Travis Konechny. So I'm assuming on that Claude Giroux shot, it got tipped a little bit by Konechny. So Konechny gets his 5th goal of the year from last game. So G is still looking for that first goal of the season technically now, which sucks because that was one hell of a shot. Oh my goodness, bouncing puck in front of the net. Sean saying, at least if someone scores, say it's for a case of tasty cakes. Okay, I'll say it's for a case of tasty cakes, Sean. I'll do it there for you. I'll do it specifically for you. We're on a first commercial break right now. And yeah, like I said, when we get to intermission, we're going to be doing some Flyers trivia in between those just to have some conversation flowing through between the chat, get the ideas flowing a little bit there. So let's have some fun, even though it's and Dibe saying, which Flyer has been the biggest surprise this season? Ooh, that's tough. Because Konechny, I expect this much from Konechny. He's playing good to start the season. Hayes is playing good to start the season. Honestly, I would say the most underrated guy on the team has been Sanheim. Sanheim has been great to start the season. Even though the score, he got his first goal on Thursday, but like just his overall game right now, I think he's been overall the Flyers' best defenseman so far. And Sean also bringing up JVR as well. So yeah, JVR has had a really decent start to the year. I know a lot of people like myself get up into his grill a lot because he needs to be a lot better because we are paying him $7 million a year, but he needs to try to get away to that 25 to 30 goal pace. But he's had a decent start to the year. I'll give him that. But that's going to be the one question too, even going into the offseason. Is JVR even still going to be a member of the Flyers, or is he going to be picked up in the expansion draft? That's going to be a question going into the offseason, but it's a little too far into the future, so let's worry about the here and now. You can also say Voracek, he's had a nice start to the season. I would say the guy maybe that has a little bit of an underwhelming start to the season, I would say Scott Lawton. Scott Lawton has had a very underwhelming start to the season, especially. I know like some can argue on that penalty that he took on Thursday, which allowed Boston to tie the game up, but I just found that it was a very dumb penalty to take. Even though if it was soft or not, it was stupid. The refs were probably going to call it regardless, but who knows if the refs made a mistake. But it was a penalty. They scored a goal off of that, so Lawton's fault. Come on, skate boys. And Sean saying he can go for a butterscotch crimpet right about now. Yeah, yeah, I'll do it for you, Sean. Every time the Flyers score, I'll say it's for a case of tasty cakes. Well, we gotta get these turnovers in the zone, boys. Yeah, come on, push. There you go, skate Lindblom. Not fast enough. Come on, Friedman. Come on, Jake. Battle for it. Yeah, Boston, I would say, has a little bit better of the tempo right now because just they're getting more chances than the Flyers, which is still a little bit of a concern. The Flyers really aren't pushing the forecheck at least right now. But there we go. Turnover in the neutral zone. Get it in. Push for it. And, of course, the puck took a bad bounce. Come on, make the simple play. And Friedman getting a little bit of I can see from the Bruins right now they're starting to forecheck Friedman, so and it looks like there's a penalty. Is it on the Flyers or Boston? Ooh. Mark Friedman for hooking. Oh boy. Oh, there you go. He gets forechecked. He takes a bad penalty. He retaliates. Jeez. Yeah, he had a stick wrapped around him. Well, penalty kill has to come up big here. Come on, boys. Come on, get the puck. Gee. Not being able to win that face-off. And they score. See, not winning that face-off. Look at the way Bergeron battled for that face-off and won it. That was the primary reason why they got that goal. G had the puck. He couldn't clear it. Rebound from Carter Hart, and Bergeron's able to bury it. If Hart didn't reach, that was a little bit of... Ugh. If Hart wasn't able to reach his leg out, he probably would have stopped that. Yeah. And the penalty kill has also been a problem for the Flyers this year. Yeah, Flyers need to do a much better job right now. You got Abe Link joining the chat. Hey, what's going on, Abe Link? Sadly, it's not a good start for the Flyers. Early penalty and Boston capitalizes with the 1-0 Boston lead so far. Kind of replicating what happened last night at the beginning of this game, so it's not a good start for the Flyers. Not being able to win the faceoffs, and then you allow the goal to happen. Flyers got to be better. We got Kevin in the chat saying, hi, what's going on, Kevin? Hot shot from the point. And it feels like every shot we take from the point gets blocked. Got to get traffic in front of the net. Yeah. If these problems continue to happen for the Flyers, it's just that I wouldn't be surprised if Chuck Fletcher is forced to make a trade. I wouldn't be surprised. We got Jack in the chat saying, what is your score prediction? Ugh. It's, oh boy. Like, I do expect the Flyers to bounce back in this game, but right now with the way they're playing, I feel like Boston's going to win this. Because right now Boston just has the spring of the momentum. I'll say like a 3-2 Boston win. Yeah, it's also the thing. What can we trade away? Really nothing at this point. Any Flyers prospects you think could make an impact this year from dives? Right now, Frost was the guy that was supposed to make the impact, but then he got his dislocated shoulder, so he's going to be out indefinitely. And right now, there's really no one in the prospect system that I can expect to make a jump. Maybe were to expect a guy like a Tanner Linzinski to maybe make the team this year, but he had core muscle surgery, so he's going to miss a little bit of time. So I'm assuming he's going to start with the Phantoms. The one guy I would say look out for is possibly, and at the possibly maybe towards the end of the season, is that it's Cam York, because his college season is most likely going to end around, March, April. So in my opinion, he's won gold with Team USA. He's having a good season for Michigan. I honestly would expect him to sign his entry-level contract, and hey, maybe you can see him on the Flyers at the end of the season. Abe saying, let's try for some reverse psychology, Boston 4-3. Vigneault brought up Flyers need to win one-on-one battles and one-on-one battles on defense and better forecheck. Yeah, that's exactly what they have to do. They were losing a lot of the one-on-one battles. Sean Fitzpatrick saying Yegor Zamula is a guy they can also watch out for. Yeah, definitely. Yegor Zamula could be a prospect because I knew during training camp, Chuck Fletcher and Navy were saying that Yegor Zamula might not just be ready, close to ready. He's close, but he's not ready yet. So maybe you expect him more to be with the Phantoms to start the season when the AHL year starts, which is not that far away, actually. So if Yegor Zamula can get off to a good start with the Phantoms, maybe you can see him sooner rather than later. Dive saying he can't wait to see Cam York in Philly. And then Sean saying that York is already better than Braun and Gustafsson and hasn't even played yet in the NHL. Yeah, and that's one thing too, because when I was perusing around Twitter today, there were like quite a few people that follow the Flyers that are saying like going after Chuck Fletcher right now, saying that he really didn't do much to improve the team this year. So my main comment and thoughts on that, yeah, he didn't do that much, but what room did he really have to, what could he really have done? You had Phil Myers that needed to be re-signed, and they got Phil Myers re-signed. Yeah, losing Matt Niskanen is tough, but they brought up guys like Pietrangelo, Krug, and other guys like Nate Schmidt that got traded to Vancouver. You also got TJ Brody that signed with Toronto. The Flyers were interested in TJ Brody, but TJ Brody wanted no movement clause. I understand the Flyers not going for that because you got to take the expansion draft into consideration as well when you make these signings. So, Chuck Fletcher didn't do much to improve the team. Yeah, Eric Gustafsson, we knew what we were getting into when we signed him. He was going to be good in the offensive zone, but he sucks defensively. So they should have expected that to be the main standpoint, but it's going to be weird. And some people were also saying that if the Flyers need to go out and trade for a big guy on defense, and we shouldn't be relying on these prospects for so long because you're going to be wasting the careers of Provorov, Konechny, and the other young guys, which I find to be absolutely ridiculous. But it's just that you can't be trading prospects willy-nilly because also you got to deal with the Flyers don't have that much cap space. Then Sean also saying another observation, not enough physicality, can't win puck battles, can't clear guys out in D, too soft as a whole. Yeah, the Flyers need to find a way to be much more physical. They do, because that's how you win one-on-one battles, physicality. Okay, a little offensive zone win. Nice shot by there, but saved by Halak. Then Avery saying, what are your thoughts on Wyatt Wiley? He's an intriguing prospect. He had a really good season with Everett. He was on the same junior team that Carter Hart played for. He was one of their best defensemen. And he's a guy that's ambidextrous, so he can play left-handed and right-handed shot. So, and he's a guy that can also control the puck well. He's good in both ends. So he's an intriguing prospect. He's definitely a guy that's most likely going to be playing down with the Phantoms this year. So maybe if he proves himself enough, who knows? Maybe you can see him on the roster within a year or two. And then Chris talking about defense needs to stop using the boards to get the puck out of the zone. Just fake it like you're going to use the boards and then go to the middle outlet. The Bruins are doing it perfectly. Yeah, that's maybe something the Flyers could adjust. It's a game of adjustments. The Flyers need to find a way to adjust their game. Because right now their entire system right now is just a little flawed because of how bad they're playing defensively. Then Chris also saying Flyers have a whole middle against the Bruins. Yeah, it's right now it's a little tough. And that's one question I want to ask you guys in the chat. Out of everyone on the roster, if the Flyers were to make a trade, who do you think on this roster right now is the most expendable? Because in my opinion, the one guy that could be the more expendable guy is a guy maybe like a Scott Lawton. His contract expires this year. I think he's going to be a UFA after it. So who knows if the Flyers are obliged to re-sign him, but honestly, I can see him being a guy that gets traded away. Well, boys, nice shot, Joel Farabee. Ooh. Come on, Sanheim, bring it up. And puck goes out of play. Sean Fitzpatrick saying Gostisbehere is most likely, I would assume, is the most expendable in your eyes. Like, that was one thing, too, with Ghost. He's off the COVID protocol list. I'm assuming he's going to be back on the roster anytime soon since he's going to be starting skating, I would assume, in the next couple of days. And who knows if he cracks the lineup, if someone gets benched for him. But yeah, that's been like the major discussion like over the past few years, like what the Flyers are going to be doing with Gostisbehere. I know we talked about this a lot on the podcast as well. Me with Chris. I know Chris is a guy that thinks if you're going to be playing, if you have Gostisbehere on your roster, you have to play him, which I would definitely agree to. That's the only way the guy's going to get any confidence in his game. But who knows if he's just a guy that just needs to change his scenery. But also there's also the question is what he doesn't have any value. So like, what would you really even trade him for? That's the thing. But like, yeah, Gostisbehere could be a guy that is expendable. Chris also bringing up that centers. We have tons of centers, but who out of the center core do you think is the most expendable then? We're not getting rid of the Couturier. Kevin Hayes has a no movement clause. Do you think Patrick's expendable? In my opinion, I don't think he is right now. And in my opinion, the entire center core, Lawton is the most expendable. Well, boys. Marchand just able to walk into the zone, skate around the net. Then Avery also bringing up, I would try to move Ghost or JVR for just cap relief. That's the thing. That'll be tough because when you're in the cap situation that the entire NHL is in, where it's going to be that 81.5 for the next couple of years, and really the only way you trade JVR, because it's a $7 million year contract at the nice save by Hart and also at the post, but if you're looking to trade JVR, you're going to have to take some type of contract in return. No one's just going to take that $7 million cap hit. Like the only obvious thing that you would think a team that would take JVR for that cap hit is a team like Seattle when they come into the league, because they're going to need to get to the cap minimum at least. So right now, if the Flyers are the team that's trying to get rid of JVR, the expansion draft is probably the best place for it, even Ghost possibly. Sean also bringing up, he knows cap is an issue. He really wanted line A here. 40 to 50 goal scorers don't grow on trees. I definitely agree. 40 to 50 goal scorers don't grow on trees, even though the past few years he hasn't really surpassed that mark. But honestly, just look out for this offseason just for anything involving line A, because I don't expect him to stay in Columbus. That is just my honest opinion. Like I said, all star players that have played for Columbus do not stay there. Dubois didn't stay there. He just got traded away. Rick Nash didn't stay there. He went to the Rangers. And then also Jeff Carter didn't stay there when the Flyers traded him there. Then also, guys, you got Panarin. He didn't stay there, went to the New York Rangers. Bobrovsky didn't stay there. He left in free agency to Florida. So it's really an expectation that a guy like Laine is not going to stay in Columbus. That's just an expectation. Because you leave one bad city in hockey, which is Winnipeg, there's really just nothing to do there. So it's a bad it's a bad sports town. I wouldn't say it's a bad hockey town because they're diehard about the Jets, but it's not really a good sports city for, if you know what I mean. Chris saying that I love Patrick, but if he can bring us a top 2 defenseman, I'd do it. But then what are you going to do about the cap? That's the question. Because I know a lot of people right now, they want to make a trade just for the sake of making a trade. But you got to look at the entire picture. You got to look at cap space. You got to look at teams that are willing to take players. You like right now, you just can't make trades for the sake of making trades. Because right now, teams really aren't willing to take on much cap. And then Sean also saying that I would trade Justin Braun for a bottle of whiteout in future considerations, addition by subtraction. Well, I guess here's a good stat for you. The Flyers have won majority of the faceoffs today, 10-4 in favor of them. So that's a start. But that one key faceoff on the penalty kill they didn't win, and that resulted in a goal. Bobby's saying that the team just plays with no effort. That's why we're committing to so many stick penalties, standing still, reaching with our sticks. It's sad. And Chris saying the bulk of the Flyers are kids. Yeah, the bulk of the Flyers roster is very young. And then you also have with Brink, York, and Zamula coming up next year. We are I know that's also one thing that people are talking about too, is that we shouldn't be waiting for these other young guys to continuously try and come up. That we have to get like a proven top 2 guy. You can't keep waiting for guys like York and Zamula and Bobby Brink, it's a little flawed of a statement. Look at a lot of teams around the league. Majority of the teams that win their championships, a lot of homegrown talent. I.e., the Tampa Bay Lightning. That team is majority homegrown talent. Yeah, they brought in a couple of free agents. They brought in a couple of trade pieces, but a lot of that team was homegrown. They had Steven Stamkos, the first overall pick. They had Victor Hedman, who was a high draft pick. Braden Point, a second round pick, and Nikita Kucherov, a second round pick. A lot of their teams that are on the bottom 6 as well. A lot of homegrown talent. One Lindblom. We're all done. The current score right now is 1-0 Boston Bruins. Flyers allowed a power play goal for them. So 5 minutes left in the first period, 1-0 Boston. Sean also saying, tell you another guy they missed, Tyler Pitlick. Heart and hustle every shift. Yeah. That's definitely a guy they would miss. But I guess they just didn't want to pay his cap hit, I guess, which is an understandable point. And then Chris also pointing out we need to wait. It takes time. A lot of the young guys are on their 25, for Pete's sakes. It took 7 years for Tampa Bay to build to who they were. And then Flyers are, in your opinion, they're 2 years away. Yeah. Honestly, in my honest opinion, I still think the Flyers are 1 to 2 years away from winning a cup. That is my honest opinion. And what you think about right now is, when does Couturier's and Drew's contract end up? I know they both end the same year, so like 2023. Yeah, I think it's like 2023 when both G's and Couturier's contract ends. So honestly, 2023, I think that's the best time for the Flyers to win the Stanley Cup, when those guys' contracts end. And then Avery mentioning, who would you protect in the expansion draft as of right now? So your obvious players that you have to protect right now are Claude Giroux and Kevin Hayes, because both of them have no movement clauses. No movement clauses automatically have to be protected. And it's 7 forwards, 1 goalie, and 2 defensemen they have to protect, or 3 defensemen. Yeah, I think it's 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, 1 goaltender you have to protect. So the forwards that you protect are G and Hayes. You protect Konechny. You protect Couturier. So that's 4 right there. Also, other guy, you protect Lindblom. That's 5. That's tough because there's so many other forwards that they would need to protect. I'm trying to think who else. That's tough. Well, I know the 3 defensemen that they're going to have to protect is Provorov, Myers, and Sanheim. Those are the guys they're going to have to protect, and Carter Hart's your obvious goaltender you protect.
Protect Hayes.
Yeah, I said Hayes and Giroux because they're both no movement clauses. It's just like who are the 2 other forwards that they have to protect, because it's Hayes, Giroux, Konechny, Couturier, Lindblom. Because honestly, I don't see them protecting Voracek or JVR. I don't see that. Maybe they protect a guy like Patrick. Maybe Patrick's one of your 7 guys that are protected. And then you also got to think of that other guy who could be protected. That's tough. That is really tough to think about. Maybe Farabee's a guy that's protected. You just never know. Sean wants to know, will you be providing a color commentary like Pierre Maguire? He said no.
I'm eating my Swedish fish.
He is currently eating Swedish fish right now. He doesn't want to provide any commentary like that. Yeah, guys, in my opinion, that probably aren't going to be protected in the expansion draft as Boston get the plethora of chances right here. We got to get the puck out. Guys that I don't think will be protected, JVR is not going to be protected. I don't think Voracek's going to be protected. Lawton's not going to be protected. Raffle's not going to be protected. Obi Kubel might be a guy that you don't protect. That just might be a spring of luck or a spring of unluckiness that he's just one of the young guys that you can't protect. And then also maybe Patrick's the guy they don't protect. Maybe that's like one of the other situations too. Maybe they protect so many other people that Patrick's one of those guys that just doesn't become protected. Yeah, defensemen, the obvious are Provorov, Myers, and Sanheim. I expect those guys to be protected. Hart's your goaltender. He's going to be protected. Yeah, Bobby just mentioned JVR, Jake, and Nicholas Aube-Kubel will not be protected. Yeah, I expect that completely.
Patrick may not have to be protected.
Also, Patrick may not have to be protected either.
If they have accrued 2 or few pro NHL or AHL seasons, he hasn't really been.
But Patrick's played 2 seasons.
Did he play 2 full?
Well, he played like 70-plus games in each of them.
No.
Yeah, Patrick's a guy that's most likely going to have to be protected. But who knows? Would they be willing to risk him being unprotected if Seattle doesn't want to take a risk with him? And then Sean commenting to your Swedish fish thing, saying, Swedish fish. Yeah, so there's a lot of things to look into for this season. There definitely is. I know there's a lot of Flyers fans that are just like in the mode where that the team has to win now and their window is small. I don't believe their window. I know they're because they're talking about situations like Claude Giroux, Sean Couturier almost getting into his 30s, Jake Voracek into his 30s. Like they're talking about that core, and it's like their window is closing to win a cup. But I still see this team's window as maybe like 4 or 5 years to win a cup. And I still believe if you have a good team in front of Carter Hart and you have Carter Hart in the net, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Like, for all the problems that they're having right now, I still believe this team is a playoff team. Like, they're just not there yet. They're not there to win a Stanley Cup yet. They might be a first-round exit. They might be a second-round exit. Hell, if they get lucky, they can make the conference final or Stanley Cup finals if they got hot enough. That's why hockey is so unpredictable. So the one thing the Flyers did improve on is face-offs, but they just lost that one. Every time they bring the face-off wins for each team, the Flyers will always lose it. Come on, boys. And then you got Sean saying, I think it's time for the Vigneault to start getting riled up during the intermission. Can't continue with these lethargic efforts. Yeah, I'm sure he is. That's one of the reasons why. And honestly, if you look at last season too, the Flyers always got off the slow starts during their games. So like maybe that's just like a common thing, but like just like their entire effort throughout the game, like they're like like every period, it seems like it's a new period every game where it's a bad period. One game you'll have the first period, the other game you'll have 2 periods, the other game you'll have 1, maybe another game you'll have all 3 periods where they're bad. It's like every game is different with this team right now. There's not one sense of consistency on either side. But the only thing that has been really consistent is that the defense has been bad. And also one thing you got to look into for this offseason as well. Come on, Carter Hart. Okay, got this puck out. 6 seconds left in the period. And one thing too, you gotta look into as well this offseason. Sanheim's contract expires and Hart's contract expires. Same thing with Patrick. You got 3 guys right there to resign. So period is over. Currently 1-0 Boston Bruins. And I think let me look up the shot totals for this period. Let me look it up. Shots are currently 10-4 in favor of the Bruins, so the Flyers getting heavily outshot once again, not generating as many chances. So that's still a concern right there. They're heavily getting outshot. Boston had a lot more of the chances, and they scored on the power play from Patrice Bergeron. And on that ensuing power play, Claude Giroux was not able to win the faceoff, and he lost the battle with Bergeron, and they managed to score off of it. So that's why faceoffs are so crucial. And the Flyers haven't, even though they have more of the faceoff wins, they didn't win the important one. Sean says, great strategy tonight, lulling the Bruins into a false sense of security. Really. Oh boy. So, like I said during intermissions, so I guess to get our minds off the game, we're going to do some Flyers trivia. And also for people that are viewing here, waiting for the Sixers watch party as well, that watch party, I think, is starting right now. So definitely go check out the Other Painted Lines live stream on the YouTube channel, Twitter, and Facebook. They're currently doing their Sixers Pistons watch party right now for the game that's starting at 8. So if you want to flip back and forth, definitely do that. But in the Sean, what do we win? You don't win anything. You just get pride at this. or if you want to take a congratulatory Swedish fish eat, if you got a question, right, you're more than happy to. My father said you can win one of his old hockey jerseys that he doesn't wear anymore. So I already got the questions up right here. So for people that are still in this chat, here's your first question. This one revolves around the 2005-2006 season for the Flyers. So in the 2005-2006 season, which Flyer was the only one to play in all 82 games? All 82 games. Who was the only Flyer to do that in 2005-2006? So just, I guess, try to get that roster in mind right there and just try to think out of that entire roster who was the only guy to play all 82 games. Chris says Mike Richards. It's not Mike Richards. Sean Fitzpatrick says Brindamore. Brindamore was not on the team then. He was on Carolina when they won the Cup that year. Chris also says Jeff Carter. You're close, but it's not Jeff Carter. Nope, Chris. It's neither Richards nor Carter.
What year?
2005, 2006. It was the year after the lockout.
Joffrey
Lupa was not on the team that year.
Oh, that's why he didn't do it.
Yeah, take your time, Chris. You got to hold intermission. Mark saying, "Let's go, bounce back Flyers." So, Mark, if you weren't in the chat at this time, here's your little trivia question right here for. So this revolves around the 2005-2006 season, the year after the lockout. So, which Flyer during that year was the only player to play in all 82 games? The 2005-2006 season. Chris says Danny Briere. Danny Briere was not on the team at that point. He was still in Buffalo. It was a forward, yes. Chris, it was a forward. Sean saying Timonen was not on the team.
It wasn't Peter Forsberg.
It wasn't Peter Forsberg either. Peter Forsberg was plagued with injuries that year. Bobby says Mike Knuble. Yes, Mike Knuble was the only Flyer that year to play all 82 games. Chris, you were close with Jeff Carter. He played 81 games that year. Primo that year was a shortened season. I think he retired during that year. But Bobby got it right. It was Mike Knuble. Played all 82 games that year. He was the only Flyer to do it. And Chris, what is your quick question? Because I know you have one. Yeah, Bobby, if you get the question right, you can have a congratulatory Swedish fish. 2005-2006, was that the year of the triple overtime playoff win? I know that year they played Buffalo in the first round. Did they have a triple overtime win against Buffalo that year? Or no? No, Chris. You're thinking of the quintuple overtime win against Pittsburgh. That was in what 2001? Yeah,
2000.
Yeah, it was the year 2000 when Keith Primo got that goal in quintuple overtime. It wasn't triple; it was quintuple. Yeah, Chris, that was the year 2000. Yeah, 2005-2006, they lost to the Buffalo Sabres in round 1. Okay, here's your next question. This revolves around the same exact season, 2005-2006. So, who led the team in points that season? Who was the team leader in points? I guess if you want to answer that question too, Dad, you can.
What's that?
Who led the team in points that same season?
What season's that?
05-06. Sean, it was not Carter.
Simon Gagne.
Yep, he got it right.
Oh.
You did.
Oh.
It was Gagne. Yeah, Gagne finished that year with 79 points, 47 goals, and 32 assists. Forsberg had 75. Okay, let me find another question for you guys. Hopefully one that's easier for you to remember. Okay, here you go. Who was the very first captain of the Flyers? And I know you know this, so I won't let you give the answer away.
Captain Kangaroo.
Yes, it was not Captain Kangaroo. The very first captain of the Philadelphia Flyers when they came into the league. It's 1967, Chris. 1967.
You better come off.
1967, Chris. Ask me stuff from the Mike Keenan years. I was more lucid then. If you guys want to use Google to look up these questions, you can. Okay. It's a blur. Okay, I'll give you guys maybe 1 or 2 more minutes to come up with a question. Bobby, you're close. You're close, Bobby. Sean, you're not right. You were not right. No, you were not right, Chris. Bobby, you're the close one. Trying to find some. It was not Lou Nolan, Sean. Lou Nolan was the Flyers' PA address announcer. I'll give you guys maybe like 30 more seconds. It was Lou Angnotti. Lou Angnotti? No, however you pronounce it. Lou Angnotti. He was the first captain in Flyers franchise history. So let's find another question. Okay, so this goes to the Eric Lindros trade. So which player was not a part of the 1992 trade which brought Eric Lindros to the Flyers? So here are your options. Peter Forsberg, Ron Hextall, Steve Duchesne, Mike Ritchie, Kerry Huffman, Chris Simon, and Michael Renberg. Which player on that list was not a part of that trade? Which player or part of those choices was not part of the trade that brought Lindros to the Flyers? Yep. Chris and Sean, you both got it right. It was Michael Renberg. Okay. Okay, here's another question for you guys. Sean says he wins fish. Sean says he wins Swedish fish. Oh. Okay, so this goes to a little bit of just Flyers history in general. How many seasons did Bobby Clarke wear the captain? So how many years was Bobby Clarke the Flyers captain? Yeah, Chris, Bobby, they also sent money to Quebec in that trade. But how many years was Bobby Clarke a captain of the Philadelphia Flyers? Chris, you were close, but it's not 10 years. Sean, you're a little bit too far off. It's not 13 years. And think about it too. Bobby Clarke wasn't like consistent straight through. He was captain from one point to one point, and then a couple years after, he was a captain from another point to another point. But still, just like the total number of years in total that he was captain. Gus, you were close right there, but Bobby, you are right. It's 9 years. Bobby was right, 9 years. So Bobby Clarke was the Flyers captain from 1972 through 1979. And then after that, he was the captain from 1982 to 1984. So, Bobby, you are right there. Let's see. Okay, here's a question right here. This involves another trade from the Flyers. So, which defenseman did the Flyers acquire during the Eric Lindros trade with the New York Rangers? So in the summer of 2000, during that Eric Lindros trade, who was the defenseman that the Flyers got from the New York Rangers? It was not Samuelson, Chris. It was not Haller. It was not Samuelson. This was in the year 2000. Gus says he got nothing.
Dude, where'd it go? Dude, I need to find that.
What'd you drop?
Screw.
Oh boy. Is it under the couch?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I guess you can say he was an offensive defenseman. It was not Brian Leach, Sean. Maybe you could say he was more of a, like, I honestly don't, like, he could be like more of a two-way guy type of defenseman. He was one of the key, like, top defenders, like, for the Flyers for like a couple of years. No, Chris, you are not right. I'll give you like one or two guesses. Were you trying to spell Chemo Timonen? Because Timonen was not on the Flyers during this point either. Chemo Timonen was not traded to the Flyers until like 2007. Yeah, I'll give you guys a couple more guesses. Who was the defenseman the Flyers acquired in 2000 with the trade from the New York Rangers for Eric Lindros? It was not Brad Park, Sean.
Brad Park.
I feel like Sean's just, I think he's just throwing names out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby, Kima was a Predator before the Flyers. Yeah.
I was a Predator. I am a Predator.
I know you're I know you're part of the Europe Beer League Predators, Dad. LeBron. No, I wish it was LeBron James. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'll tell you the answer since I don't think any of you guys can figure it out. It was Kim Janssen. Kim Janssen was the defenseman that was traded over from the Rangers. Okay, as the period is almost about to start again, I'll give you an easy question. I'll give you an easy question. What's the name of the trophy for the most outstanding defenseman awarded to the Flyers? Or let me rephrase that question. Which Flyers trophy is awarded to the best defenseman during the season? This is more of an easy one. Yep, Sean, you're right. Barry Ashby Trophy.
You can guess what skates I wear.
Okay, my dad asked the question, what's the brand of skate that he wears? And I feel like none of you are going to get this. None of you. Because it is a rare skate. It is a really rare skate.
Well, the skate's not rare. It's the blade.
Well, the blade's rare. One of them says CCM. No. Bauer.
Bauer Vapors.
He wears Bauer Vapors. Yes, Chris, you're right. Okay, can you name the blade that he wears? Because the blade is what's rare. It's, I think, how many players wore it in the NHL? Like one?
Not many.
Yes, Zane, I am a Flyers fan. We are all Flyers fans in this chat. Yeah, guys, you are not going to get the type of blade that he wears. It's a very, like, rarely any players wore it in the league. It's like a very thin blade. Sean says Gillette. If you're familiar with the name Dennis Seidenberg, he wore these type of blades on his skates. Gus says go Bruins. One of them says doused. or something like that.
Dawu.
Dawu. No, he does not wear Dawu. Yeah, you guys are not going to guess the skate blade type. It's like very rare. Like rarely anyone wore it in the NHL. Oh, but got a chance, right? Oh my God, what a save by Hart. Holy hell, Carter Hart just saved the goal right there. Come on, boys, help him out. Come on, Scotty. You got to hit the net. Bobby says T-blades. Yep, that's right. He wears T-blades. Score! I think that was deflected by Hayes. There you go. Carter Hart makes a save at one end. You score on the other. 1-1 game.
Maybe missed it.
Huh?
Missed it.
Yeah, you should try to get your T-blades in.
Oh, I have to put them in for tomorrow.
I thought Derek was going to put them in.
Nah, these are just blades.
Yeah.
The Derek's going to put them on my new skates.
Ooh, look at that save from. Oh, my goodness. He got the sock on
I'm
it.
just going to put them on my new skates.
Yeah, Hayes giving over the Voracek. Puts the shot on net. Hayes deflects. Oh, my God. It barely got by. But hey, it's a goal. There you go. There you go. That's what you need. Get something for your goaltender. Oh, yeah. Case of Tasty Cakes for Kevin Hayes. Forgot about that, Sean. I had Swedish fish on the mind. And also T-blades. Come on, boys. Let's battle. Just get some momentum. Yeah, my God. Braun can't keep it in the zone. There you go, Hart. Ah! Come on, boys. Missed the net. Jesus Christ, we're having an adventure. On skate up. Get it deep. There you go. Boy. Yes, Chris Hart stopped that puck with his leg. And they... Oh, my goodness. What happened on this play? Boston answers right back. Wow. So shot gets blocked. Wow, that's a good pass. And that's an icing on the Flyers. So how many seconds after the Flyers tied it? Remember when Boston couldn't score even strength goal? Yeah, that story's completely diminished. Yeah, they look very slow. I don't know what the problem is. Oh, we got some Boston fans in the chat. And Friedman gets stripped on immediately. Okay, Friedman having a sluggish game tonight. He had a good one yesterday, but he's getting a little bit exposed. Let's skate. Hey, Bonneman, I like that hustle. On JVR, get deep. On G, skate. On battle, boys. Battle be on the net there, G. Come on. It's a nice thing. Sean, it was Craig Smith who got the Bruins' second goal. It's an offside. Oh, I can handle trash talk, Roy. Go ahead. Just like you guys are playing, Boston's playing to our weaknesses. We're just playing terrible. You can trash talk all you want, man. I don't care. I don't care one bit. I'm more frustrated with the way the Flyers are playing than anything. They just need to be better. Oh, boys, win the face-off. Yeah, so Raffles. It looks like Raffles going to be consistently on this line with Hayes and Voracek. So I guess Farabee got the little demotion on the fourth line. Come on, that's a trip. So the refs putting the whistles away for this game, I'm assuming. I mean, I got. Oof. What? Yeah. Oof. Well, you hit the net there, buddy. Get back. Dicing. Everyone knows the Flyers. Everyone knows that the Flyers. What did the Flyers practice? No one in the middle. No one in the middle. Everything is to the boards. Yeah. They just look sloppy. They look incredibly sloppy. And also, that was a trip. Sean saying 1 to 2 points minimum coming into the series, still attainable, but that's something they shouldn't be looking for. Is just to get 1 point a game, because 1 point a game, the points when you're playing your division the entire year is so crucial. It's so crucial. Then Roy bringing up, what do you think about the way they aligned the divisions this year? I'm honestly, I'm perfectly fine with the division lineups because it brings for a lot more competition between the teams. You're playing you're basically playing especially in the East. Literally every team you can say is a rival. So the East is going to have a lot of competition. I've said it from the beginning, the East is going to be the toughest division. And then also you got the Canadian division. That's always going to be fun to watch every game there. And also just looking at the other divisions too, the Central's kind of weak because it's mainly just asking for Tampa Bay to win that division, in my opinion. the Western Division, you got your teams. You got teams like Vegas, most likely the team, and you got Vegas, Colorado, St. Louis. Those are your teams there. But for the Flyers standpoint, I still think they're a playoff team, but right now they're just extremely frustrating. Yeah, something's better than nothing, Sean, but like, how much longer can you sustain playing like this and then getting a point out of it? This type of play, with what they're doing right now, it's not sustainable. They're just getting outmatched. They're losing all their battles. They're not winning the faceoffs. They're not getting enough shots. They're getting outshot every game, and they're leaving their goaltenders to dry. It's not sustainable. Then also, Sean's saying he likes the shorter season, puts more emphasis on the importance of each game. Yep, definitely there is an emphasis on each game now, since every game is a divisional game. And Roy's saying Tampa Bay has a better division. Yes, they do. Ooh, my God, that was a great centering pass. Got to bury that. Come on, boys. Help your goalie out. And it looks like someone's hurt on the play. Can't tell, though. Yeah, Voracek was down for a little bit. That's a penalty. Is that a penalty? Jake, what are you doing? Oh, it's not. Now it is, yeah. Jake retaliating for being taken out. Can't be doing this stupid retaliation penalties. Yeah, especially the injuries have sucked too. Not having Couturier, not having Myers, it sucked. And it's definitely playing a factor. And even though like they were playing a little sloppy with those two in the lineup, even though Couturier was only in for like a game and like a barely a game, but definitely having those two out of the lineup is a big miss because of the way Couturier just has that emphasis in each zone, the way like how much of a threat he is, and just like having that solid top four for Myers. It's definitely affecting them, and you could still tell right now this blue line really misses Matt Niskanen. You can tell with the way they're playing. Ivan Provorov, he's not having his best start to the season. He kind of looks a little sluggish. That's why I said I think Sanheim has been the best overall defenseman, because I think overall he's just been playing better than everyone on the blue line. Yeah. Right there, Sean. The Niskanen loss trumps everything. And that's definitely something you can judge Chuck Fletcher on, but like with what they had to work with this offseason, there really wasn't that much to work with. I know some people were complaining that why aren't you making a trade? What do they have to trade? I know they were interested in Line A in the offseason, and what were we going to do to give him up? Like if you're like the rumors during like when the Flyers were going to trade for Line A, they wanted Konechny, they wanted Sanheim. I'm kind of getting distracted because someone's texting me right now, but like they wanted two of our top guys. We're not going to get rid of that for Patrick Laine. We're not going to get rid of a defenseman when we already lost Matt Niskanen, and we're not going to give up one of our best goal scoring forwards. We're not going to do that. And of course, that penalty was only called on Voracek, so it's a retaliation penalty. Hey, Ghost. The score currently is 2-1 Boston. Sean saying you win in hockey from the goalie out. The D is a mess right now. The D is a hot mess right now. There's really just not much Hart. What else do you want Hart and Elliott to do besides like play fantastic night in and night out? Yeah. And you can also credit to how good Fletcher come in with like a lot of the Hextall picks in here, and he's still going to be betting from that throughout his tenure. Like, yeah, his major move brought in Kevin Hayes. That so far that's been a major success for the Flyers. Kevin Hayes has been great for us. He brought in Matt Niskanen, which really helped Ivan Provorov and just solidified our blue line. Like, yeah, the Justin Braun trade, looking back at it, really didn't want to give up a second and a third round for him. But like when you lose Matt Niskanen, like you can't lose both Justin Braun and Matt Niskanen. You have to bring back at least one of them. Well, the Flyers kill off this penalty. Yeah, but if with the way these games are playing out right now, and the way they're just getting outplayed consistently night in after night, I would expect Chuck Fletcher to have to trade for something, because you cannot sustain this type of play. You just can't. Because right now the Flyers are getting outshot 13-5, which is no good. Oh, but it's it's just tough to watch. This team is just incredibly frustrating. And also another reason why I still think this team is like maybe another year or two away from actually being a serious contender. Like, they're a contender to make the playoffs without a doubt. I still think this is a playoff team, but they're not a cup winning team. Yeah, right now, this is just incredibly hard to watch. They're just getting outplayed on every aspect of the game right now. Come on, Sanheim. There's just nothing with this team right now. There isn't. Chris Mayer is on his third box of Kleenex. Yeah, I'm currently texting him right now. He's also saying this is hard to watch, and he was pissed off about that Voracek penalty. Come on, G. On JVR. And that rush turned into nothing. Is there a penalty on Boston? Yep, Flyers going to the power play. Yeah, it's hard to watch. Hopefully this power play generates some type of momentum for them. They need it. They definitely need it. It's so hard to watch. Pull the goalie 2 and up, we might get a shot on goal. Yeah, I think this entire period we only have one shot on net, and that was the goal by Kevin Hayes. Yeah, Chris, that's this team is like, yeah, it's like I'm not saying this team isn't a playoff team because I still believe this is a playoff team. It's just right now the way they're playing, it's not sustainable. They need to find a way to fix it. You can't keep relying on your goal. Like, thankfully, you have goaltenders in Carter Hart and Brian Elliott every night. Yeah, and Hart's not playing his best, but with all the crap that he's facing every night, like, he's not going to stop every puck. There's a lot of guys that need to step up this year. Okay, we win the faceoff. There we go. Jake shot without the faceoff. Okay, it went wide. There you go. Set it up. Put it on net. And the shot goes out of play. That's what I like to see. They're trying to get shots. Got to win this faceoff again. Win the faceoff, Kevin. There you go. So the one thing they have improved from last night, they are winning the faceoffs, but that shot from the point got blocked. Okay, nice turnover, but okay. It doesn't go into our zone, but we need to get back in and set up. Can't be cute. Skate. Well, he's right behind you. Gustafson, what are you trying to do there? Jesus Christ. And here comes the consistent Flyers struggle with entering the zone. There's no one to help Hart behind the net. The Flyers can't even exit the zone on their own damn power play. This is embarrassing. This is bad. They can't enter the zone, exit the zone on their own power play. And Patrick just lost the puck. God. This is bad. They can't get the goddamn puck out of their own zone on the power play. Flyers are what Jones said, that the Flyers are making it way too difficult on their own selves. They're doing this to themselves. Yeah, Boston's playing a great game, but the Flyers are doing this to themselves. That was a terrible power play. And here comes the speed from Boston, and that puck goes out of play. Tough to watch. Incredibly tough to watch. Can't get out of the zone on your own power play. They're making so many mental mistakes. Yeah. I'm sure AV is pissed because this team is way better than what they're showcasing. They're way better. Let's channel the thoughts of the new coach of the Detroit Lions. Start biting kneecaps in the third. Start biting kneecaps. Speechless. Just speechless at this point. On skate, boys. Don't push on that. Come on. Somewhat of a 2-on-1. Skate, Jake. And Halak made the save, of course. That was one of your best chances of the period. And Bergeron's shaking up a little bit. Oof. Win this face-off. Come on. I looked down at the computer, then looked up, then Coyle scored. How'd that go in? Wait a minute. Okay, so that went off the stick of... Wow. Bouncing puck, and then it goes off Coyle's stick. It just feels like there's just no energy right now with them. I mean, how much longer can you let this continue? Like, if this carries over into the Devils series.
It's almost like preseason.
I know. Like, is it even close to panic mode yet? Or, like, do you just try to make a minor trade just to help the defense? Because right now, it's not help. No one...
I don't know if you're going to get a defenseman at.
I know.
I don't know what Yandel would be.
He'd be too much.
Yeah, but he's offensive, too.
Yeah. And you would have to get Florida to retain salary on him. But still, he's an offensive defenseman. You just need a guy that's going to be good in their own zone. Well, 2 periods underway. Flyers tied it early in the second period, 1-1, but then Boston scored literally under a minute later to make it 2-1, and they just made it 3-1. So, tough game to watch. Really a tough game to watch. Bobby saying that team before the bubble seems like 10 years ago. Yeah, they're just making so many mental mistakes. It's like right now they're playing in. It's like they're playing in their preseason games. That's what it feels like. I'll be saying the cap space right now is 24,370. Yeah, that's no joke. The cap space they are very tight on the cap. Bryant. Let's go, Bryant. Time to do to the Bruins what they did to us last night in the third period. Flip the script. Hopefully you're right. Hopefully you were right. They need to come out with a much better jump. Because right now there's just no energy. There is no energy on this team right now. Okay, so to get our minds off of that period, let's go back into the trivia. But before we do that, always make sure just to comment, like, and subscribe. Subscribe to the TPL on YouTube. Follow their different social media platforms, and especially when you go on their Twitter page, go check their first pinned tweet. It's a link to your public Discord server. Definitely join that link right there and just talk with many of us from the Painted Lions. Talk about sports, just anything. It's a very fun time, so definitely check that out. Also, go follow me on Twitter at AmadeoGracia98. Also, check out my YouTube page, TTP Sports. Talk all 4 Philadelphia sports teams right there, but yeah, right now it's just frustration. Yeah, Chris. No offseason, no preseason. It hurts when you have a young team. It does. It does. And right now, not having that proper training camp in preseason, it's definitely coming back to that. Chris saying put Morin back on defense or fly to wherever Niskanen is and beg him to unretire. Yeah, more if they transition more into forward, he's never. I don't think he's going to transition back to defense. And who knows? Maybe Niskanen does come out of retirement. Maybe he pulls Maybe he pulls something and he comes out of it. But I highly doubt it. That would be great though if he did. But
Package, you're gonna get Johnny Hockey with somebody.
Huh?
Do a deal and get Johnny Hockey and a defenseman from Calgary.
Are you just saying that just to say it, or
Yeah.
Okay? Sean saying, let's talk Phillies, and then Brian responding, let's please not talk about the Phillies. I do agree with that. Let's not talk about the Phillies. Nate saying, this is awesome. You deserve more views. Thank you for that. But hey, I'm glad that the people that are in the chat so far are in there. And also Bobby saying, only so long we can say that everyone else didn't have a training camp or preseason. Jesus, the Kings are playing better than us. Yeah, the Kings are playing better than us right now. It's just, like I said, it's tough to watch right now. They're just making so many mental mistakes. I know at the start of last season too, it was basically the same thing, and then they wrapped it up in November, did the same thing in December, where they had struggled a little bit, but then they just ramped it up when January hit, and they became one of the best teams in the league. But then, how'd you like the Celtics Sixers game, Nate? Oh boy, but it's just like, it's just frustration right now because we all know this team is way better than what they're showing. We know it. And there's just something that's not happening. Yeah, maybe the Sixers beating the Celtics 2 times in a row is what's taking the mojo away from the Flyers. I'm blaming the Sixers. Maybe if Joel Embiid didn't go off in those 2 games, the Flyers would have beat the Bruins. I blame the Sixers. Oh God. Okay, so let's get back to the Flyers trivia. Let's get back to that. Let's have a little bit of fun. So let me get to what is this? That's the same question that I found there. There we go. Okay, here's a question for all of you. Who was the first Flyer to be inducted into the Hall of Fame? The first Flyer in franchise history to be inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Nate saying, "Can we do Bruins trivia?" Sorry, this is the Philadelphia sports page, Nate. Chris, you are right. It is Bernie Pront. Bernie Pront was the first Flyer to be inducted. Okay. Okay, so here's one question right here. Maybe that you guys can guess. So this is from the 2005-2006 season. And that year, during the team's 8 meetings, so in one of the team's 8 meetings between the Flyers and the New York Rangers, Simone Gagne scored the quickest goal in Flyers overtime history. How many seconds did it take for him to score in overtime that game? So how many seconds did it take for Simone Gagne to score the quickest overtime goal in Flyers history? Chris says 6. No. Keith says 15. That's no. Chris, you're close. Nate, you're close. It's not 5 seconds. It's not 6 seconds. But you're close, though. 4 minutes and 58 seconds. I was there and I loved it. No, you're not. Sean, that's not right. It's not 5 seconds, Nate. You're close, though. You're very close to it, though.
6.2.
No. No. Not 4 seconds. Okay, you're getting a little bit further away, Nate. It's not 4 seconds. Getting further away, Nate. 7. Yep. Bryant, you're right. 4.58 seconds. Yeah, Brian, you're right. It was 7 seconds. Here we go. Okay. Okay, here's one. Here's a Flyers captain question. Who was the Flyers captain in the 2003-2004 season? Survival winner, one blade. What's the score? Says what the score is. It's currently 3-1 Boston after 2 periods. And Chris says Keith Primo was the captain. You are right, Chris. Keith Primo was the captain of the Flyers during then. Okay, let's see. Trying to find a good question. No. Trying to find one. Okay, so in Flyers history, who is the goaltender that has played the most games? In Flyers history, which goaltender has played the most games? It is not the Hulk, Nate. Yep, Hextall is the right answer. Yep, Chris and Keith, you got it right. Let's see. Okay, this is another Ron Hextall question. So Ron Hextall became the first goaltender to score a goal when he scored empty net. Which team did he score against? Which team did Ron Hextall score his first goal? Bobby, was not the Caps. Nate, the Panthers weren't in existence back then. Sean and Keith, you are right. It is the Boston Bruins. Boston Bruins were the team that Hextall scored his first career goal against. Let's see. Let's try to find another one. Another one. Okay. This is a definite easy one. So, what was the name of the arena the Flyers played their home games in originally? Well, the first arena, I would say. Yep, Spectrum. There you go. Oh yeah. Also to Sean's question, who was the team that Hextall scored on in the playoffs? It's not Citizens Bank Park, Sean. Yeah. So which team did Hextall score on in the playoffs?
And it was shorthanded.
It was not the finals. No. Nate, the Ducks weren't a team when Hextall scored that goal. The Ducks weren't even in existence. Not Montreal, not the Oilers. Nope. Not the Islanders either, Chris. It is a team within our division now. Yep, Sean, you're right, Capitals. And Chris, you're also right, Capitals. Capitals were the team that he scored on. And also a hint, was it a even strength goal or was it a shorthanded goal? Yeah, was that goal by Hextall even strength or shorthanded? Oh, yeah, I know. My dad kind of gave it away. Okay, so here's a mascot question. Who was the mascot that debuted for the Flyers in 1976? And he only lasted one season. What was his name?
George.
It was not George.
What?
It's not Gritty, Nate. It's not Freddy the Flyer, Sean. Not the Flyer fanatic. Yeah, this is like ancient history because he only lasted 1 year. You're not. No, Chris, that's not right. Yep, Bobby, you're right. Slapshot. That was his name. Here, I'll try to pull up a picture of him. Flyers Slapshot. If you can see the picture right here, that's what he looked like. That was the first Flyers mascot. Okay. Let's try to find another question. Okay, so right now, which player holds the most points in the most points in a season in Flyers history, and how many points is that? So the player to have the most points during a season in Flyers history. This will be the last question before as the period's about to start. It was not Giroux, Nate. Sean, it was not Donald Brashear. Wait, Chris, do you mean Mark? Are you trying to spell Mark Recchi? Because yeah, Bobby also said Mark Recchi, which is right. And yes, Mark Recchi, he had 123 points that year. That's still the franchise lead for most points in a season. Yep, Mark Recchi was the answer. I like how, Sean, you always bring out the enforcers that bring out all the points. It was not Donald Brashear. Okay, boys, we're getting the third period, the final period underway. Let's hope this is better. Let's hope this is 10 times better. And also remember, so we're going to be doing our post game after this. So for the way we're going to be doing the post game, it's not going to be on the same stream. We're going to be doing a separate stream. So after the game ends, we're going to end this stream and then start right up the Flyers post game stream. It's still going to be right on YouTube, so stay tuned for when the Flyers game ends, and we'll just start up that stream for the post game. Nate's the only Boston fan in here. There was another Boston fan in here earlier, Nate. I'm not sure if he's here anymore. He went to get Sam Adams. Post games, what haven't you suffered enough? Hey, man, if you're gonna go, we have to go to whole distance here. We have to go to whole distance. Brandon said, "Why so few shots for the Flyers this year?" Just speechless. That's just all this speechless. Do like the interaction that we're getting in the chat though, so that's nice. Come on, boys, let's have a better period. Let's just, if you can find a way to get an early goal, find a way to tie the game. That's all I'm asking. Not asking for too much. I'm asking you to tie the game and play a lot better and to not be bad defensively. Okay, maybe I am asking a lot. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, Bobby, the Flyers, they do have this horrible tendency of trying to be way too cute with it. And they're just stabbing their own selves in the foot. You gotta win this face off, Kevin. There you go. Come on, we gotta get shots. Put it in. Oh my god. There was a redirection, but it didn't go in. Skate, Jake, and that's offside, I think. On Ruff. There you go. Win the puck. On Ruff. Damn it. Okay, there's a A little different energy, I would say. A little bit different. Can we just keep up the consistency, though? Keep up the pressure. That's what I want to see. Find a way to do that. And boy. Come on, Nick. Come on. Right now, Boston's being a little bit patient, I would say. Come on, Friedman. Make the simple play. Get the puck up. The one thing I kind of don't like is that Farabee's on the fourth line. But like you need to play like him, like a caliber player of him, you got to play him on the top line. But if Alain Vigneault's trying to get something that just gets the team going, I guess might as well go ahead. Not as much as yesterday. Right now, Boston has 17 shots. We have 13. So, I guess you can say that's an improvement. Damn, Raffle. You gotta bury that, man. And we won more of the face-offs, which was also the problem yesterday. We're just not getting chances. Well, let's get up, boys. Get it deep. Get in there, Joel. Jeez, we're really shaking up the lines, it looks like. Bunneman, Patrick, and it looked like it was Farabee. Unless it was just a late change, but no, that looks like that's probably what it looks like. Yeah, that's like this has been a problem even going back to the playoffs. Not getting enough chances. It's one thing when you're opportunistic on those chances, but when you don't become that opportunistic and you're not scoring on the chances that you get, it's kind of worrisome when you don't get that many shots per game. Like the one thing they improved with this game, they're not allowing Boston to have like an outrageous amount of shots. Boston only has like 17 tonight, but Boston managed to score 3 goals tonight. And all 3 of those goals, the first one on the power play for Boston, he didn't win the faceoff. Drew was battling. He couldn't clear it. Bergeron just took it away from him, and they managed just to set up quickly right after that. The second goal, it was a nice passing play. I think the defense just kind of broke down a little bit, and the third goal was just another defensive breakdown. A little bit of a breakaway for Boston right here. And they score. Bad bounce off the boards, and it turns into a goal for Marchand. So let's see how this is set up. Mini breakaway right there for Marchand. Puck takes a weird bounce. Broad loses the battle. Gustafsson loses the battle, and it turns into an easy one-timer for Marchand. That's awful. And I know it's a small sample size. I know 7 to 8 games. It's a small sample. Well, 6 games, small sample size. But when the same mistakes are happening again and again and again and again, it's worrying. Well, yeah. I don't blame you, Chris, for wanting to be done. I mean, hopefully, like when you do get Couturier and Myers back, yeah, it's gonna be much better. But it's just like the way they're playing right now, it's just incredibly frustrating because we know they're better than this, and they're just playing like absolute crap. And also, thank you for subscribing to the channel, Chris. Definite welcome there. Yeah, like I said, it's been an issue going back to the playoffs last year. Last year in the bubble, yeah, they got. I would still say it's a success because you managed to get the Game 7 of Round 2. You were a game away from getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. Then Nate's saying, although he's a Bruins fan, he'll be back to the next Flyers game. Huh? There you go. Welcome supporter right there. Thanks for that, Nate. Chris saying he just wants to watch Farabee and Frost develop. I mean, just some of these guys, they got to play better. They got to play a lot better. And look, I'm not knocking. This team has the ability to score. It's just they try to make one too many plays, and sometimes the defense likes to get up into the play, and that leaves guys wide open. And when you have a pairing of Braun and Gustafsson, it's going to be ugly, especially on that fourth Boston goal, where they both lost one-on-one battles. And I'm not saying overreact, oh, we got to trade away the entire team. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if Chuck Fletcher makes a few phone calls looking for a trade, because right now you can't. This type of play isn't sustainable. Can't keep playing like this. And maybe it's still because it's only 6 games into the season, and there's like it's still the effect of not having that training camp in preseason. So maybe that's the reason. And you got Voracek cross-checking a guy into the boards. Surprisingly, that wasn't called as a penalty. You already know Jake's pissed. What? Friedman got a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. Okay. Yeah, overall just a bad game. What's he trying to do? Friedman, what are you trying to do there, buddy? If you're not going to get the call on the other guy, walk away. I understand trying to get energy from your team, but that's just a dumb penalty to take. And Chris, Line would have cost way too much, man. Line was going to cost way too much. They wanted Sanheim and Konechny. And we're already short on defensemen as it is. Yeah, this game's over. I know that. And the one thing that's going to concern me too, if this type of play carries over into the series against the Devils. The Devils, they got off to a decent start, but right now they don't have their starting goaltender, Mackenzie Blackwood, because he's on the COVID list. You got to find a way to beat that team 2 times. You got to get it. You got to get a full 4 points out of that series. You got 1 point from this series, but in all honest opinion, you should have had 2, but you kind of blew it last game. And it's a 5-1 game. Another Marchand goal. And question: why are you wearing a Penguins shirt, but you're a Flyers fan? I'm wearing a Stadium Series shirt, so it just happens to have Penguins on it. Not good. And I feel bad for Hart, man. I do. The defense in front of him is playing absolutely atrocious. Okay. Who's going to the power play, though? I'm just speechless right now, boys. Just speechless. I'm definitely going to stay off Twitter for tonight. No, Brian, I don't think Hart's not going to get pulled at this point. And it's not his fault either. He's not playing bad. The defense in front of him is just trash. Are the Sixers currently winning right now? Something I missed. Are they currently winning, Bryant? This team is just frustrating to watch. Yeah. Yeah, but I guess since you're in this late stage of the game, they're not going to pull them. Sixers are down by 2 at the half. Okay, so both Philadelphia teams aren't playing well today. Yeah, if this were like the second period, most likely Hart would be pulled. But at this stage in the game, since it's like late into it, they're not going to pull him. Yeah, so the Flyers are on the power play. And that's the one thing I'm not worried about this season is Carter Hart. He has great mental toughness. He bounces back. Whenever he allows in a bad goal, he shrugs it off. I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about the people in front of him. Joel with 21 points in the first half. Jesus. Yeah. Joel Embiid for MVP this year? Maybe. I think he should win it the way he's playing. Yeah. Yo. Yo, that's a late hit right there, man. Here we go. The adventure of trying to get out of our own zone on the power play. Oh, can we actually get out of it? But here's. Okay, get in there, Jake. Yep. Even Jonesy just said on the broadcast that's irritating the way they're playing on the power play. Yeah, this team right now has to look at themselves in the mirror because they have not been good. And the puck goes out. I mean, the Bruins were stronger the entire game, Jonesy. They've been winning the puck battles the entire night. And turnover. Yeah, Flyers don't play for another 2 days after this. They play the Devils on Tuesday at 7 p.m. They'll play that team Tuesday and Thursday, and then they'll play the Islanders on the 30th and the 31st. If you guys don't play better, we will bring back Dave Haxtell. Yeah, I think Dave Haxtell is probably like the worst threat you could possibly say. That man blowed. Oh, boy. Robert Fury saying what's the score? It is currently 5-1 Boston. Yep. Hey, Daniels, 7 p.m. on Tuesday. The Flyers take on the Devils. Yes. Yeah, Chris, I wish it was 0-0. I wish it was 0-0. Oh my goodness, it's not fun to watch. Oh, another Bruins fan in the chat. So during the Pittsburgh games, we attracted the Pittsburgh fan base, and now in this Boston game, we're attracting more of the Boston fan base. Yeah, more the merrier, I guess. Oh, we got another Bruins. Yeah. Yeah, when's the next time we play the Bruins, too? Let me check that. Let's see, the next time the Flyers play the Bruins. Flyers played the Bruins the first week of February 3rd and the 5th. And then they won't play them until February 21st, which is the outdoor game at Lake Tahoe. Yeah. Agent D, hello there. Let's go Boston. But still a lot of hockey, so anything could. So do you mean the rest of the? Like, I hope you mean the rest of the season because this game's over. Yeah, there's so many Boston fans, man. Why are all the Boston fans in the chat? Oh boy, 2-1. What are we gonna do here? We're gonna try to pass it and we miss. Like, you can obviously see that the pass is gonna get blocked, but you elect the pass anyway. I just don't understand. Like you can. He's laying out for the block. I just don't understand that. That puck has to get on net. I thought that was in. No, Aiden, I cannot legally show the game. If we were to live stream the game, the channel would get taken down. And there's a penalty on the Flyers. Why not just let it keep piling on? Let it keep piling on. Oh boy. So after this game, the Flyers will be 3-2-1, and most likely will fall into 3rd place or 4th place, whatever.
We're all gonna have. Well, Flyers have.
They have more games played.
Points.
Yep. Tuesday, Thursday against the Devils. Saturday and Sunday against the Islanders.
See, the division's going to stay tight because nobody's winning all the games.
Yeah.
So right now the division's going to stay tight until you get one team that's on a run.
Then they just score to make it 6-1. Just let it out. Just let it pile on. Pile on. Not a power play goal. Bergeron on the power play. 6-1 Boston. This close to raging off. I'm holding it in. I'm this close. It's pathetic the way we're playing. And yeah, the post game report's gonna be very short and sweet. Very short and sweet. Brian saying I got a sneaky suspicion that the Flyers aren't gonna flip the script and come back in this game. I don't know why. Just Who do you think will win tonight, Poirier or McGregor? I'm not really an MMA person, but for some reason, I just feel McGregor's going to win because it's Conor McGregor. I just have that feeling. Hopefully it's not because Conor McGregor is kind of annoying.
That's what I know.
Yeah, thank God the Flyers are off for 2 days. Get to relax tomorrow. Get to watch some playoff football games. What is it? The Packers and the Buccaneers, and then it's the Chiefs and the Bills, right? Nate's saying, do you think the Flyers will make the playoffs? I still think this is a playoff team. I still think they're one of the better teams throughout the division. They're just off to a very sloppy start. Very sloppy. Like, who knows? Maybe they do the same thing and get better as the season goes along. Like, right now, yeah, I'm frustrated. I'm mad. I'm overreacting to everything. But who knows if it changed? Who knows if maybe they make a minor change? Who knows what will happen? But I still believe this is a playoff team. Who do you think will win the Celtics or Cavs game? It's not in a few. It's in a few days. It's not for a few days though. Yeah, that's a game the Celtics should win. He is should. The Sixers should have beat the Cavaliers early in the season. They didn't. Yeah, for the honestly, if you're a Boston fan right here, like, comment, subscribe to the Painted Lines channel. Definitely fun times here. And if you go to the Painted Lines on Twitter, their first pinned tweet that you'll see is a link to our Discord server. So definitely come join us right here. Have some Philly Boston rivalry in the Discord server. Sounds fun. And also give me a follow on Twitter at Amadeo Gracia98. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, TTP Sports. Talk all Philadelphia sports on that channel. And you're definitely, after the recap for TPL tonight, I'm definitely going to have a recap on my channel for this Flyers game. So, what were you going to say?
Just say if they want to subscribe to my Twitter, I won't answer them.
What would be the point? Aiden saying, am I the only person on this channel? No, I am not. Currently, if you go to the other live stream that's currently on the Painted Lines right now, they're doing their Sixers versus Pistons watch party. We have our Sixers crew over there doing that watch party. So, sometimes we'll have other people join the Flyers, but right now there's only a couple of Flyers guys on this channel. So majority, as of now, it's usually just me on this live streams. Sometimes Dives will join in. The past few days, he's been taking a couple of days off, which is very understandable. Sometimes my podcast partner, he'll join the stream, but he normally just likes to watch the games by himself. And we have our other Flyers writer, Tyson. He's on the West Coast, so it's more difficult for him to judge the timing because he lives in Oregon. Ooh. Definitely. Thanks for that $5 donation, Robert. Much appreciated. Yeah, so technically my father in the background's like the co-host of this right now. Corey Hart. You mean Carter Hart, Roy? Who is your favorite Celtics player and least favorite player on the team? I know, like, mostly I do like watching Tatum play. He's very great to watch. I'm not sure who. I mean, I'm trying to wait. Who was the guy in the press conference that was talking about Embiid flopping, and then he also was flop? Was it Marcus Smart or something like that? Yeah. Oh yeah, you were mentioning Carter Hart. Yeah, Carter Hart's is the future goaltender of the Flyers. In the future. He's gonna be one of the better goaltenders in the league. The Flyers finally found their franchise goaltender. And also, as a Sixers fan, I would love to have Jason Tatum on my team. Sadly, we picked Markelle Fultz. Getting outshot 24-16, even though we're not allowing 40-plus shots a game, 30-plus shots, but Boston scoring when they're at will at this point. And we got 2.5 minutes left in this game. Almost over. Almost over. So the Flyers didn't bounce back in this game. Definitely did not bounce back. The Flyers need to find a way to fix this. Like, I know, it's only 6 games in the season, and like it looks like it's a preseason game with the way they're playing, but they need to find a way to fix it. You can't keep playing this type of play is not sustainable for an entire season. Who is your favorite Flyers player and who is your least favorite Bruins player? I'll give you my least favorite Bruins player, and that's Brad Marchand. I would love to have him on my team. I hated that he's on the Bruins. I just don't like him. But yeah, he's definitely a guy you would love to have on your team. What was that? And also for favorite Flyers player right now, it's no, Robert. This is not preseason. This is like actual regular season play. But the Flyers are playing like it's a preseason game, with how sloppy they are. Yes, I would like it. I would like it if Brad Marchand was on our team. Like, there's like so many. He's one of those players that you hate to play against, but you would love to have him on your team. He's that type of player. Yeah, there's currently 35 seconds left in this game. So, like I said, the post game it's gonna be. I'm going to end the stream once the game ends, and then go right to the post game stream. So just stick around, just like refresh the YouTube page, and it will pop right back up. So it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a short and sweet post game report because we're doing separate post game live streams just because it's easier to edit for us. So if you want to stay tuned for that post game report, definitely tune into that. And if you guys want to transfer over when that's done to the watch party for the Sixers, definitely do that. So that is your game right there. Bruins win 6-1. I'm going to transfer over to the post-game live stream, so I'll be back in just a second.